going to see the sun right above the guy who is right here. Right above his head. And he's going to call him on a cell phone. Eratosthenes' cell phone. Because, Eratosthenes at that time had cell phone. So he's going to call him, hey man, I see the sun right above your head, so the distance to the sun has to be 0, right? The guy over here is going to be like, no man, you must have confused me with somebody else. The sun is way above my head now. So, you as a geometry guy, and I say geometry guy because all they know is what they have on the paper. They don't know what's going on the universe. So as a geometry guy, how is this possible on a flat earth? If you believe on a flat earth, this is not possible. You cannot have too many suns. You only have one sun, so how are you going to solve this? Can anybody tell me how you are going to solve this problem? Because this is a really big problem for flat earthers. Tell me.
It's a power condition.
The sun is in what?
The power condition on right.
Alright. So how are you going to solve these problems, these angles? All these angles have to go to one point. Because if you are in a hallway, and you put a bulb, for example, right here in the middle, alright, and you go somewhere and you measure the angle of elevation of that bulb, you will get a distance to that lamp. Alright? So if you go farther away and you do the same thing, you will get the same exact distance to that bulb. This is how it works. Well, in this case, it doesn't work like that. Something is wrong with this. These are real angles taken from real life. I didn't make them up. If you measure yourself, you're going to find the same exact angle. So you're going to have 3 options. There is no 4 options. You're going to have 3 options as a geometry guy. The first option is keep it flat and do something in the sky, which is not the case because if you look up in real life, you're not going to see anything, just clouds. So you're going to dismiss this, and then you will go to the second option, which is curve down the earth. So these are, let's say, these are the real elevation angles, all right? When you curve down the earth, you can see that the elevation angles, they diverge from the top. And eventually they will become parallel to each other. And in this case, we will have one sun. Because all these lines, they will never meet. They will never intersect anywhere because they are parallel to each other. But if we claim that the sun is too big, then maybe, So in this case, you can say that we are solving the problem. But if you rely on these 2 pictures, then you have too many suns. You cannot solve it that way. And the third option is concave. So if you curve the earth up like this, you would have a bigger problem than the flat earth. And this is a message for concave earthers. If you think that the earth is concave, then you have to solve this problem. And I know that you don't know what I mean by this, but if you continue watching, then you will know. So you go back to your globe and you look at it. You look at it again because you don't understand. You're not solving anything here. So what do you want to do now to solve this problem? The first thing you will think about is measure the distance between these lines and make it match with reality. You have to make it match reality. So how are you going to do this? There is somebody very smart, we all know him, called Eratosthenes, the guy with his cell phone. Smart. This guy measured the circumference of the earth. So when you measure the circumference of the earth, of course you will know the distance between these 2 lines. So how did he do that? You all know the story of Eratosthenes, or should I repeat it? You all know it, right? Okay, good. So, anyway, before being as smart as Eratosthenes, you have to go through some geometry lessons. I don't know if everybody here knows geometry, but if you don't, I'm just gonna show you something really small here. It's not a big problem. So before being as smart as Eratosthenes, you're gonna take a globe like this, or a circle. You're gonna divide it into 24 parts. Some of you will ask me why 24 and not 27 or 200 pieces. The reason, I don't know. I don't know the answer. They just, 24 parts means 24 hours, okay? So when you divide it into 24 hours, I don't know. I was going to say, I got nervous here. I got to admit. Anyway, 24 hours is just, let's say, it's like when you say the circle is 360 degrees. Okay? It can be anything. For example, this protractor right here is 400 degrees. So it's just a unit. Even if when you change the number, the circle is still the same. It doesn't get bigger or smaller. You don't change anything when you change the number. So it's just the unit. Just like when you say 1 mile equal 1.6 kilometers. The distance is still the same. The number has changed. We're just playing the game here. So they chose 24 hours for some reason. I don't know it. So when you divide the circle into 24 hours, you get 15 degrees in each angle. All right? So 15 degrees is a good number. So when you know this, you have to do something else. You're going to draw a line from the center to the sun, all right? So that line is going to take you directly to the sun, right? So if you want to measure the angle of the sun, it's going to be 90 degrees. It doesn't matter the shape. It doesn't matter the size of the ball. It doesn't matter how big it is. So if you go to the next angle right there, and you draw a parallel line to the first one, you're going to get 75 degrees in all scales. And I don't know why, because this is how the ball works. So in fact, these are 3-4 balls, all right? All these angles measure the same, as long as you are drawing parallel lines, okay? They measure the same. The first one is 75 degrees, the second ball is 75 degrees too. So they all work the same way. It doesn't matter the size of the ball. This is really important. So here is so Eratosthenes wants to know the real distance from mine up. For example, let's say I am here, and the distance is, the angle of elevation is 90 degrees, okay? And somebody is somewhere, his angle is 75 degrees. If we measure the distance between us, it has to match our model. So our model has to match the reality. If it doesn't match, then our ball is not reality. So we have to create another model. So Eratosthenes was here, all right, in Alexandria, and he sent his friend to Syene. His friend is named Michaelis. Well, I just made it up. Because, all of those names, you just have to add the "nese" at the end, and that's it. Michaelis, Kevin, something like that. Anyway. Sorry. Anyway, so that guy had the sun at 90 degrees over the wall, all right? So they measured the distance between them, it was 500 miles. And the angle of Eratosthenes was 7.2 degrees, and I call it the angle of dissection because it's not the angle of elevation, but it's almost the same thing. So what he did was divide 360 degrees by 7.2, and he multiplied it by the distance, and he got 25,000 miles in circumference. Very nice. Very close to our circumference, 24,901 miles. So, if you look at this information, what do you understand? Nothing, right? Does anybody understand anything? Well, if you tell me. Great. So, what are you going to do with this information? Imagine you are a friend of Eratosthenes, and he gave you this. You're going to look at it, and you'll be like, what the hell is that? And all I see is a bunch of lines in a circle. It doesn't make any... Tell me.
Very, very sharp.
I didn't hear you. Swear to God.
Very big sun. Very
Big sun. Yeah, well, the size of the sun doesn't... Yeah, but the size of the sun doesn't matter. I'll explain it later. I'll explain it. So if you give this to anybody on Earth, they would look at it and they would be like, okay, only astronomers will use these things. Nobody uses these. Astronomers and a bunch of other crazy people. That's it. That's it. What are you going to do with it? Nothing. Anyway, so you would look at it and you would be like, this is nothing. But I see everything here. This is reality. This is the world we are living in. I see the future. I see everything here. So the first thing I would want to do with these numbers is draw the map. Everybody's going to use the map. The map is the future. If you don't have the map, you have nothing. So at that time, you don't have the map, so you're going to need the map, right? I can draw the map using these numbers. Can anybody tell me how? All right, so anyway, imagine this. Imagine I am this guy. okay? I'm standing right here, and this is a big paper, and the sun is right above me, all right? And we're going to stop the time. The sun is not going to move. It's going to stay there all the time. So I'm going to be here, and I got a friend beside me. I'm going to tell him to blindfold me. His name is Mike Kavanaugh. I'm going to tell him to blindfold me, all right? And just keep walking in any direction because I don't want to see him, all right? So I'm going to keep walking and walking and walking, and then he's going to stop somewhere far away from me, very far away from me. And then he will call me on a Ethereum cell phone. We have to use a Ethereum cell phone, by the way, because if we don't do that, we have to wait for next year and next year until we have a lifetime. As long as we have a Ethereum cell phone, then it's okay. So Mike is going to go to that direction, and then he's going to stop somewhere. He's going to stop somewhere, and he's going to pick up his phone. He's going to call me, "Hey, dog, I'm here." You know, and he will ask me. I will ask him, you know, what is your angle of elevation? Mike is going to measure his angle of elevation. He's going to be like, you know, I think my angle of elevation is 75 degrees. I go back to my position. All right, so 75 degrees. I'm going to come to my drawing. You can use this one or this one, doesn't matter, it's the same. So 75 degrees, Mike is right here. All right, so I'm going to know that the distance between us is 1,037 miles. That's the distance between me and Mike. I just knew it by using the angles, because these are real angles. So I already know, by just simple math, I know the distance to Mike. And I'm going to confirm it because Mike already measured the distance while he was going there. So Mike will be like, what is the distance to me? And I'm going to be like, 1,037. He's going to be, oh man, I just measured 1,036. How did you know that? Man, I got it right. I'm just kidding. Anyway, so, hey, you can make fun of me? There you go. Yeah. So the distance between us is 1,037 miles. Do I know where? I'm going to ask him about the place, of course. Where are you, Mike? Mike is going to be like, I'm in Egypt. Okay. So I know the distance to Egypt. Do I know what Egypt is? No. That's correct. I don't know what Egypt is. I just know the distance to Egypt. So if I want to know what Egypt is, I'm going to need another angle. What is it? The angle of azimuth, the horizontal angle. I didn't use it yet. So we only use the elevation angles, and the elevation angles can only tell me the distance to that guy. That's it. And I want to know I want to triangulate that guy. So I'm going to need another angle, which is horizontal. So how the hell am I supposed to do that? I'm going to call Mike again. Hey, Mike, do you have a compass? Oh, there is a compass. No, you don't have it. Forget about it. Do you have a protractor? Of course I have a protractor. All right. Is it a big protractor or what? Yeah, it's a big ass protractor. Okay, Mike, you have to stand on it. So Mike is going to stand on that protractor. It's a big protractor. I'm going to tell Mike you have to point 0 degrees to Polaris. Do you know where Polaris is? Do you know what it is? Oh, of course I know, man. I'm going to show him. You forgot it. All right, so you're going to point 0 degrees to Polaris. And I'm going to do the same thing for my position. I'm going to point Polaris. I'm going to point 0 degrees to Polaris. All right, just like in this drawing. Look at number 1, for example. I have Polaris right here, but it should be somewhere else. You know, it should be the line that goes to Polaris should be parallel to the other one. I just did it like this so you guys can see it. But anyway, he's gonna point his protractor to Polaris, and I'm gonna point my protractor to Polaris. And I'm going to draw a circle with the radius of 1,037 miles, which is the distance between us. Now Mike can be anywhere on that circle. He can be anywhere. He can be right there, right behind me. He can be anywhere. So if I want to know where Mike is, I'm going to try to move that protractor around that circle. I'm just going to move it like this, pointing 0 degrees to Polaris all the time, all right? And I'm going to draw a line from his feet to, no, first I'm going to ask Mike, yeah, I forgot this. First I'm going to ask Mike to tell me where the sun is, because the sun is right above my head, okay? So Mike is going to be like, I don't know how to measure that. I'm going to show him how to measure the distance, the azimuth of the sun. So Mike is going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 90 degrees, 3, blah, 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 180 degrees, blah, 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 270 degrees. So the angle of azimuth of the sun for Mike is 270 degrees, all right? So I'm going to draw a line from his feet to 270 degrees. I'm going to keep doing this, just like in the picture. That line is not going to go through me, and I want it to go through me. Because there is only one point on that circle where that line is going to go through me. So I'm going to keep moving that protractor around that circle, and eventually that line is going to go through me. That's where Mike is. There is no other point. Mike is going to be there for sure. So I'm going to know that Mike is right there. If I walk that way, I will find Mike. Maybe I will be a few miles off, I don't know, but Mike has to be right there. Now I know where Egypt is, and I know where Mike is. All right? So the same thing, the way I found Egypt, I can find Morocco. I can find any other place that is close to me. So this is how I can map the world. If this line right here is parallel to this line, then I'm going to draw the UTM grid system. That's what I'm going to draw. Then I'm going to wrap it around the globe. All right? But, do you find this interesting, guys? Yeah, I know. All right, so now you know where Egypt is, and you can draw the entire map, especially the countries that are around you. All right? So, is this all? You will find another problem. The problem is, if you want to draw other countries like, let's say UK, all right, let me say I want to triangulate London, all right? So I'm going to send somebody. London in my calculations is right in front of me. So I'm going to send somebody there who's not going to find London there. I'm going to be asking myself, how can I find Egypt and Morocco and all countries that are close, and I cannot find London in the right position? That guy is going to go left, he's going to find London, but the distance between us is still the same. What's going on? I mean, if London is right there, and I'm telling you this because I did it before. London is right there, and we have, let's say this is like 5,000 miles, I'm not even sure. So if that guy goes left, the distance is still the same, but London is here, not here. So there is something wrong with the azimuth, because the angles of elevation are working, because the distance is working. But the direction to where London is not working. So what am I supposed to do? How the hell am I supposed to solve this? We have to find a solution. So as a globe earther, we have messed with the, when we did this, we messed with the angles of elevation. All right? We messed with the earth. We curved down the earth in order to fix these angles, to make them look parallel to each other. All right? And that's how we fix these distances. So if we want to make the azimuth work, we have to mess with something else. So what are you going to do in this case? And this is just my theory. I think they tilted the earth 23.4 degrees to get to north, and this is how you can make the azimuth work and finish the globe. Of course, the first map is going to look like a mess. You have to adjust it and adjust it until you finish it, right? So this is how they draw the entire map. And once you draw the map, what are you going to do next? You still have problems. And these are all problems of the flat earth, all right? If you are a flat earther, you have to focus on these angles. Because if you know how to deal with angles, the way they draw the ball earth map, you can draw the flat earth map. But it's not going to be easy. They tilted the earth, you have to do something to the earth. Because I already solved the problem of these elevation angles, and I couldn't solve the problem of the azimuth. Not because it's impossible, it's because I couldn't do it yet. I'm still trying. So once you draw the ball earth map, you're going to have another problem. This is the next problem. And this is what I was going to tell you. How many people think that this is correct? Nobody. How many of you think that this is correct?
Yeah.
Good, everybody. Because this is the truth. This is the truth. They know it. They know that the sun, the angles of elevation come from the center. They know it. Don't think that they don't know it. All right? And this is why they put the sun so far away. It doesn't matter the size. You see the size right here? They deal with the sun as one point. They just care about the center of the sun. All right? They only need the size when it comes to the eclipse. But when it comes to angles, they only deal with the sun as one point. Because the size of the sun can be determined while you have the distance. If you have the distance, you have the size. If you have the size, you have the distance. That's it. If you modify the distance, you have to modify the size. This is how it works. So, if you put the sun right here, look at these angles, they don't look parallel to each other, but when you put it far away, they start to become almost parallel. So they put the sun 93 million miles away, so of course they would look parallel. If you draw lines from 93 million miles away from the center of the Earth, from the center of the sun, and make it so small, it doesn't matter the size. You're gonna bring those lines from the center, just like this, and you bring them to Earth. These lines will look parallel to each other. That's why I told you the size doesn't matter. You know. So this is how you fix the problem of the angles. You have them parallel to each other, and at the same time they are intersecting somewhere, because they will just look parallel from Earth, but they are not. So this is how they solve this problem: one sun, one Earth. And the angles are working. Isn't this genius? It's a globe model, I know it. I'm not a flat earther, but this is genius. They fixed everything. They fixed the azimuth and the elevation angles and everything.
They get to be tricked up.
Yeah, of course.
The light is supposed to be parallel.
They are that.
And then it just stretches it out so
Exactly.
we come out of reach.
Well, they are. They don't say they are parallel 100%. If you look at it, look it up, they say they are close to parallel, not 100% parallel. They put it far away because from here, if you measure the angle, it will be like, let's say, 75.00001. You can never measure that in real life. So that's why they did this trick. Of course, it's just a trick. So now from that time, the distance to the sun was like 3 million miles away or something like that. It wasn't that far, all right? So, of course, if you put the sun 3 million miles away, the math is going to work with everything, but when it comes to the eclipse, they find that, they have to play with the distances because something is going wrong. What is this something? There is something else called the angular diameter. The angular diameter of the sun and the moon it's always 0.52 degrees. It doesn't change. Maybe 0.53 degrees sometimes. So, if you put the sun 1 million miles away, this is the diameter of the sun. You get the diameter, the size of the sun, you get it from the distance. If you get the distance, you get the diameter, because you have to put the sun inside this angular diameter. You have to put it inside and not outside. All right? So if you want to change the size of the sun someday, you have to change the distance as well. You cannot make the sun bigger and put it here. It's not going to work for you, and everybody's going to think you are stupid because the angular diameter can be measurable from Earth. You cannot mess with that. 0.52 degree is something you can measure from Earth. So they put the sun 93 million miles away, all right? And then a weird thing happened in 2017, in the eclipse that happened in 21 August. I don't know if you still remember that eclipse over the United States, all right? A growing number of NASA scientists started to say that the sun is much bigger than what they thought it is. And Paul on the plane saw the news that I've seen before because we could not find it anymore. I only found these ones, all right? And you cannot even see them, sorry. Anyway, the news said at that time that the sun was 250 times larger than the actual size. So imagine when you put the sun, when you make the sun of the sun, the size of the sun 250 times larger. You're going to put it so far away, so the distance is going to be big, huge. All right? And what does that mean? What does that mean? I mean, if you change the distance, it's not okay. I mean, if you change the distance, you would have a bigger problem because you are changing the radius of the Earth orbit. So the Earth orbits around the sun at an X radius. I don't know the number exactly. So if you change the distance to the sun, then you have to change the speed of the Earth. You have to change the speed. You don't have any other option because you are saying that the Earth is orbiting the sun. So you have to change the speed, And if you change the speed of the Earth, you have to change the speed of the moon because it follows the Earth, right? And if you change this and that, then you will have to change everything else. And NASA is too smart to do this. Because if they do this, it's going to be a pain in the ass, and nobody's going to believe them in this era of internet. Because we're going to communicate with each other, we're going to know it. And so if you were NASA, what do you want to do? What would you do? You're just going to let it go. You're just going to let it go because it's a pain in the ass. But we are not going to let that go now. Yeah, because, listen, this is the eclipse. This is their own website. They say the duration of the eclipse is 5 hours. All right, so if you do the math of the globe model, you will see that the eclipse should be only 4 hours, 4 hours and something. So they are 1 hour off. And they know it. They know it. If you read this news, I don't know, I mean, if you look it up, it's just one website, by the way. So, if you look it up, you will see that they admit it. They admit that the size of the sun, they have to increase the size of the sun to make the eclipse work. It didn't work. And they said that after we debunked it many times. People like Boss Darwin from the Flat Earth 101 channel, and probably Globebusters and Journalism did this. So we've been debunking this eclipse for a long time, and the duration of the eclipse doesn't work. It doesn't match reality. So they have to do something. All right? They have to make the sun, the size of the sun bigger. And of course, if you increase the size, you increase the distance. So if you increase the distance, you have to change the entire model, and they cannot do that. They cannot do that. Nobody's going to believe them ever. Anyway, not to mention this, you already know it. That's it. I mean, this is everything. And I want to tell flat earthers that if you want to draw the flat earth map, and you have to do it because this is the model. If you don't have the map, you have nothing. So if you want to draw the map, stop playing with maps. Like Africa should be here, Australia should be here. This is not how you draw the map. You don't know how the map look like. All right? So you have to start from the scratch. And how are you going to start from the scratch? You have to do the same thing they did. The same thing, and you would go through the same problems, and you will know how to solve them. You just have to focus. That's it. Because, I mean, I see a lot of people, a lot of flat earthers, and I don't want to offend anybody, but they play with they draw the map using the Coriolis effect, time zones, flight duration. This is not going to work for anybody. I mean, if you do that, you will never get the map exact. You have to do the angles, because once you have the distances in the right place, I mean, everybody's in the right place. If I say, if you go to that direction, you will find Egypt, and you will find it in your map, then your map is accurate. Forget about stars. If you fix the map, everything else is going to work. That's it, guys. Thank you.